Hello and welcome to the Geek Nostalgia Podcast. I am your host, Gina Rona, joined as always by...
What's going on, everybody? This is Dave.
And today we're going to talk about food. Fast to fast casual. How we felt about it back in the day, kind of how we came along with it, and where we stand today with it. First and foremost, I just want to point something out. Fast food is not evil. All right, you look at the news, you listen to all the health experts, it's not healthy. And it's not. Sometimes it scratches an itch. Sometimes you just want something quick and fast. And, if you're not abusing it, eating it 7 days a week, let's not talk shit about it. It's like the most American thing in the world to eat a hamburger and french fries after all. But Dave, I want to start with you. I say fast food to you. Okay, if I say fast food, what are the first two or three that come to mind from your younger days? And why?
McDonald's for sure. That 80s and 90s McDonald's kind of took it all. I mean, that was the big corporation.
They marketed like a son of a bitch.
Yes, into everything. And if you had a movie, you wanted your toy to come out through McDonald's.
Facts.
And then I had a local kind of fast food place, Taco Casa. It's kind of like a Taco Bell, but it tasted more homemade. It was more fresh. It wasn't dehydrated beef that you added water to. It was fresh beef that they used. Very limited menu, but we still have them around here. And that was a big one as a kid. And then there was a Golden Chick, I think. Was like the chicken restaurant that we had. They had a van and it had a chicken on top of it, and they would actually deliver. It took forever to get it, but it was either Golden Chick or Chicken Express.
Okay.
And I want to say the chicken looked like it was like a skinny chicken, and it looked like it was flying on top of the van.
All right.
So I don't remember what it was. It was one of those two, though.
This is wild, Dave. All right.
But that's what I remember when you say fast food. Those are the ones I can remember as a kid having a lot.
Okay. Now, okay, for you, Dave, when you would go get fast food, was it typically a dinner situation for you? Was it lunch? Was it ever breakfast?
Never breakfast. If I did breakfast like that, it would be donuts usually. Okay. Something like that. Occasionally McDonald's.
Okay.
Which, I mean, they have a really good breakfast. Their hash browns you can't beat them.
Okay, I'm gonna jump in on that point specifically, because if you say fast food to me and ask me to point at my earlier days, Hardee's, Carl Jr.'s as it's called in the South, it's something that we went to often. And when it came to fast food, we went to fast food for breakfast more than anything else, I think. Sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit is something I still love to this day, unapologetically, Dave. Absolutely love them to this day. I bet I go to McDonald's because it's what's close to me once a week to get an egg biscuit. Absolutely love it. But again, in that same vein, so Hardee's, Taco Bell. My mom absolutely loved chalupas, Dave. Absolutely loved chalupas. Plus, it was pretty cheap back then. If you went and wanted to get like the box of tacos, it was like 20. Was it 20?
I think 10.
Was it 10? Maybe she's got multiples, but she'd bring them up just a shit ton of tacos. Or occasionally we'd go park in the parking lot, I guess to hide our shame, and just eat tons and tons of tacos. And then also for fast food, I would also point to back then Burger King, because if there's anything that my mom loved as much as a chalupa, it was the Whoppers, which were cheap back then. Let's not forget, they were cheap back then. 2 for $2 on Whoppers, I remember.
Everything was cheap back then.
Fair point. But that's what I'd point to growing up. Pizza joints. We had a local joint called La Roma's that's almost exclusively where I got pizza from. Didn't do a lot of donuts growing up, but that's kind of where I was with fast food. And by the way, if you were to ask me back then, loved every bit of it. It was high quality. That was exciting for me back then. Didn't know any better, to be fair. But that was fast food as related to my childhood. What about if you fast forward a little bit, like you and I met in high school, for example? How did the perspective change?
Well, before the high school, so we would mostly eat out fast food for dinners, or after football practice. They would take me there, which I guess by the time I ended was pretty much like a dinner anyway. And then getting a little older, more into the 90s in my area, that's when we had the Taco Bell. But that's when I started really getting into Jack in the Box. And to me, nothing wrong with McDonald's and all of that, but Jack in the Box was like my thing. They had kind of like a mix of everything. And you want curly fries and some egg rolls, They got you. You want tacos? They got you. The burgers, cheese sticks. I mean, they had everything except corn dogs and hot dogs. And if I wanted that, I could go to Sonic.
Well, let me ask you real quick, Dave, because I grew up in Illinois. So I didn't eat at a Jack in the Box until we met in high school and my family moved down to Texas. Did Jack in the Box always have tacos?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. They've gotten a little more now, but they were for the longest time 2 for 99 cents.
I remember.
That was incredible. And they're deep fried. I mean, never had a taco that way, but it works.
I've commented before to you, to other people, that like Jack in the Box really should change their welcome from "Hello, welcome to Jack in the Box. Can I help you?" to "Hello, welcome to Jack in the Box. What can I get you with your tacos?" I dead ass serious. I have to imagine 8 out of 10 people to go there and get tacos. Like, why would you not?
And a lot of people, I can hear them. They go there just for tacos.
I've done that. Got like 6 of them joints.
Yeah.
And a side of curly fries. Make that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I had a lot of that, though, 90s. That, Arby's, and Taco Bell was probably what I had a lot in the 90s. Plus, still your McDonald's. I wasn't around Burger King.
Okay.
But in high school, it was still strongly Jack in the Box. And I think more of Taco Mayo than in high school. And then the Taco Casa, which you were a part of that by that time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, what else did we do, really? I don't remember us ever really doing McDonald's.
Yeah. I worked at a McDonald's in high school, so.
I worked at the same one.
Oh. Well, let me ask you real quick, because again, I met you in high school, year older than you. That was my introduction to Arby's. Just for the record, I never once had an Arby's prior to us eating there, and you introducing it to me with the group and the magical Arby's sauce. What point did you and our mutual friends start eating at Arby's? Because it didn't seem like y'all just started eating there.
I had been to one every now and then, just moving around with my grandparents, going to visit family or whatever. We would stop at them, and I liked them. And then eventually the town that we grew up in, that you came to high school in, I believe had one. Was it there, or did we have to go out of town for one?
We had one there in Gainesville.
Okay, so it had to have been that one, and pretty much the little packets of the Arby's sauce. This was junior high. I would take to school with me, and I'd let my friends try it, and they got hooked. So then they had to tell their parents, "I want to go to Arby's." So they would go and seek out an Arby's. It was in the next, I think, Denton.
Wait, so are you officially laying claim to being the first one in the friends group to get the Arby's sauce addiction? Was that you?
Yeah, because I used to bring the packets.
That was you. Oh man, I really thought it was Brad all these years.
No, it was me. I would bring the packets.
I had no idea.
It hooked everybody onto it, so they would go and eat Arby's.
All right. Okay, so immediately there in the high school / post high school era for you, was it still a big part of your life at that point?
Yeah, it's always been a big part of my life until probably a year ago.
Oh, okay. You held on.
Oh yeah, I held on.
Not a quitter.
All my teeth just biting right into it. That's why I got to stop now. But yeah, it was big then. But also in high school, started doing a little more adult stuff, more casual dining. Mm. The Chili's, the Applebee's, IHOP. I can remember us going to IHOP a lot. Like at
damn, I forgot about that.
Midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, we'd just all meet up at IHOP.
Oh.
A lot of nights there because Brad used to be the manager.
I ordered more Rudy Tooty Fresh and Fruities than I care to admit to. Like even say that out loud is embarrassing. But
well, I mean, they had steak and they had chicken strips and cheese sticks.
They had steak. I'm doing the air quotes right now.
It was T-bones.
It was.
They were T-bones. But then also, I started taking everybody to Pancho's because we were driving. So I was like, they'd never been. And Pancho's, for those who don't know, it's a Mexican buffet. And if you go there now, you better clear your schedule for going to the bathroom. But it was cheap and all you could eat, so we would go there a lot. And I got them hooked on it. And then the Golden Corrals, we would do some buffets. But just the fact of going to like a Chili's you thought you were cool.
Yeah.
It was like a good hangout spot, and you thought you were, this 16-year-old being an adult going to Chili's or an Applebee's.
I would agree. And I'm going to catch up to you real quick because we met in essentially the second half of high school, but very similar in my approach to fast food in that it was a big part of my life. Like almost every time I ate out, it was there. But you're right. There was an inflection point where I too, toward the end of high school, beginning of post high school, started to move away from fast food. Like Burger King, for example. I really started to fall out of love with Burger King because the ones near us were kind of garbage. I had a bit of a second love affair with Taco Bell because you mentioned our mutual friend Brad. He worked there, and I used to go there and get chicken quesadillas. I ate a lot of chicken quesadillas from Taco Bell. But the inflection point I was referring to is very similar to the trajectory you just mentioned, was start eating at fast foods a little bit less because like the cool kids, IHOP, Chili's, Applebee's, places that, and there's some disagreement a little bit between me and my wife on this that I swear were good once upon a time, and they've kind of gone downhill since. You could argue that maybe I'm romanticizing it a little bit, that the pancakes at IHOP never were that great because I had lower standards, maybe. I don't know exactly. But I swear some of these places were good. I'm going to throw one in there, and it's kind of sacrilege as a Texan, but Dickey's. I used to love me some Dickey's, dude. Barbecue joint, for those folks who haven't been there. Very much fast casual, way worse now than it was back then. You mentioned IHOP, went there, ate a lot. Ponchos, we can't talk about ponchos, brother, without mentioning the flag.
Yes.
When you wanted more, you raised the flag and they'd bring it to you.
And why that didn't catch on and more places didn't do
No
that.
shit.
I loved that.
Yes. Also, their sopapillas were solid.
Yeah, and they came with the buffet. Like, you didn't have to pay extra for them. And you got like a ton of them. And as many as you could want. They'd bring it out in a basket. There'd be like 5 in a basket. And you could get more of those if you wanted. Because they had a sopapilla maker.
Dave, I just want to put this out there. And I remember the sopapilla maker because I'd watch her cook. I don't know that I trust people that opt not to put butter on their sopapilla before they honey it. I've seen it done so many times. I'm like, why? Smear the butter, squish the honey, optimal experience. Just saying.
I don't use butter.
Shit.
I just don't want to take the time to.
Oh man.
To add to it.
Oh, I love butter.
Now I will say, I've had it with butter, and yes, it tastes good, just like a tortilla. I mean, you can have a plain tortilla, but it's much better when you put butter on it.
Okay, well then I will retract my previous statement because I trust you, Dave, even though you don't put butter on your tortilla every time, as you should.
It's a time thing, to have to open the butter pack. Now, if the butter was easy to spread and I don't have to go through so many steps,
yeah,
then I'll do that. But
they give you those little square plastic things you had to like peel, right?
Yeah, and then you got to use a knife and spread it and all that. And by the time I get to sopapillas, I'm almost full. I don't want to add any more steps to get my dessert. Just give it to me.
It's a fair point.
So, but sometimes they would come out with butter already on them.
Interesting.
I don't know if that's something they started doing or just something the person back there cooking decided they would do. But I have had them. They had butter already on them before.
Well, have I ever had that particular experience? All right. Well, so let me ask you this. If we take a step forward a little bit of time. By the way, are we ready to time shift or you have more?
Oh, we could talk about this stuff all day. I mean, we could get into so much more about the McDonald's and how they've changed. Well, everything's really changed.
Well,
but like now, I would prefer Burger King over McDonald's. But I didn't really have one growing up.
I would actually agree. If for no other reason, my wife's vegetarian. We get an Impossible Whopper that makes things really easy when it comes to picking up food. I feel like McDonald's burgers have taken a step back over the years. They're not necessarily the realest meat, not completely meat. I know they've had their share of controversy. It just doesn't taste as good as other fast food burgers anymore, in my opinion. McDonald's.
Well, it gives you that good feeling because of what it does to your body and your dopamines and all of that. And that's the whole point of it. And then it's just when you go to McDonald's, you're getting done dirty, but you want it.
You do it anyway.
You want it sometimes. I mean, and their fries, it's crack. They put crack in them. That's all there is to it. But I would put Jack in the Box on top of Burger King. And actually, on top of Jack in the Box, I would put Whataburger before that. That's probably the best burger place for me to get a burger is Whataburger.
I would agree.
I mean, they're big. They're the same price as everywhere else. And it's like an old-fashioned fast food burger kind of thing.
I'm not going to argue with you, Dave. Like, I'm not trying to hear no bullshit about In-N-Out. No. The best burger you can get through a drive-thru is Whataburger.
Texas is Whataburger. It's not In-N-Out. That's California.
Yeah. And that's a average ass. I'm not even going to call it bad. I'm just saying it's an average ass burger. Always has been.
Yeah. And I don't like that sauce.
I don't either.
I'm not crazy about it.
And the fries are bland.
Yeah, now it smells good when you're outside the restaurant. It smells amazing.
No, fair.
And like I could have sworn that they were cooking onion rings. Because when I hot fuel, I would always go to this one gas station, and it was right next to one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it smells so much like onion rings, but they don't have them.
Okay. Well, let me tee up on this next portion here. You referenced McDonald's fries. They're still amazing.
Yes.
They're still amazing.
Yes.
Period. Anyone tells you otherwise is fucking lying to themselves. Those are amazing French fries. But looking backwards now, right? Some of these places we mentioned, which of them do you feel at least similar about? And which of them just you have no relationship with at all? Like something happened along the way and you're just like, all right, I'm out.
Oh, yeah, McDonald's. Big time. I don't go there anymore. Not for health reasons or anything like that, but I used to love their grilled chicken sandwiches. When COVID hit, they took it off the menu.
Did they?
Yes. And they haven't had it since. I love those things. You know, the burgers are okay, but I'd gotten into the chicken sandwiches, and that's what I liked. You know, with the extra mayo, and then I dip the fries in the mayonnaise. So that's a big one. Now, the McRib, they're even losing me there because not every restaurant has the McRib every year. Now, when they do have it in, I'm there at least twice a week because I'm a McRib fanatic. Those things are great. In fact, a lot of my Facebook posts, when it's time, I'll post it on Facebook. I'll have some little quote or whatever, and then I'll post a picture of my McRib meal. But they're losing me there too, so I don't really go there anymore. Jack in the Box has never lost me. They've always been the same. That's probably never going to change. Whataburger hasn't lost me. Taco Casa, they've never changed. You know, really simple. I think they have 10 items on their menu.
It's a good thing. Actually, I like that approach.
Yeah, they haven't changed it, and they don't need to. So those places never lost me, but McDonald's has. Taco Bell lost me for a while. Then they got me back when they brought in the Doritos Locos Tacos. Those things are great.
And what about some of the fast casual places you mentioned? Ponchos. Are you still a lover of ponchos?
I want to be so bad, but the quality, whatever they've changed, it's because used to when I would go there as a kid, I didn't have to go to the bathroom. That's bad. Now I do. So I think it's a quality thing with them. But man, I want to eat it and I want to love it so bad because I miss that. It had a good flavor to me. You know, Chili's, I don't know. It's like they suffered a identity crisis for a while. They didn't know what they wanted to be. You know, we want to do just burgers. We want to do just wings. We want to do just Mexican food. And now they're kind of, I think, finding themselves again. So
Specifically Chili's.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, we met there for lunch a while back, and he was like, "Why are we meeting here?" And
I was shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I don't want to call it parallel, but very similar path. We both traveled on that one. Hardee's, i.e. Carl Jr.'s.
Or Carl Jr.'s,
Yeah.
but if you can find it.
They lost me completely because the ones that were nearest me were trash. A lot of them shut down around the areas that I've lived in over the last 10, 15, 20 years. Completely lost me. Burger King lost me because a lot of them got really bad for a period of time, but then they got me back with the Impossible because, again, my wife's vegetarian and I eat Impossible Whoppers too. So I like those. Also, you know what? I like their chocolate chip cookies. I'm just going to put it out there. They're good. I like them. Taco Bell lost me immediately after high school because I got into this kick where I wanted to be into like real Mexican food, learn how to make and learn how to cook, and I did. But you fast forward, and I eat it probably once a week now because they are extremely vegetarian friendly. Really, they got flagged on their menu, all things vegetarian. Plus, I never stopped liking their chicken quesadilla.
Well, and also with the Taco Bell, I don't know if you've seen some of them. Some of them is the Taco Bell Cantina, where it's the food, and then you can also get beer there.
No, I have not seen that.
Bro, that's
pretty cool though.
The cantinas that I've seen, you can get beer there.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that a lot actually.
The way they fill up, I don't know if all of them are like that. Like the one in Vegas, it's like a hole in the bottom of the cup, and you put it up there. They put it down, and it fills up from the bottom up.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. The other thing I would probably touch on, McDonald's, I'm not going to say I feel the same way about McDonald's as I used to, because I worked at one in high school too. I get a Big Mac, I get a double quarter pounder. I don't eat the regular food anymore. I haven't in years, but I still go, like I said, once a week to get a egg biscuit. That's the one thing that has kept me with McDonald's. Beyond that, Whataburger is still king in my mind when it comes to fast food burgers. And I have what could probably only honestly be described as an unhealthy relationship with Chick-fil-A, which is to say it's good, Dave, that I have to drive 30 minutes to get to one, because otherwise I would probably eat Chick-fil-A twice a week, maybe more. I love their spicy chicken sandwich, Dave. I love it. And their fries and their honey mustard. Good God.
I'm not that big of a fan of Chick-fil-A.
God, I love them.
Plus, the crowd is ridiculous. Always there. When I was in high school.
Always.
Always. And the parking lot, it's the size of the building that the restaurant's in a lot of the times. But in high school, I also worked at KFC. So that's my chicken place. That will always be my chicken place. No matter what people say about it, that's my chicken place. I love KFC chicken.
I do want to agree with you, by the way. You mentioned Chili's. Anytime someone says Chili's, I also think about Applebee's, because to me, they've kind of run parallel paths.
And they were almost the same.
They're almost the same.
It got confusing for a while.
Chili's had the identity crisis you talked about. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, there was a time when you walked in, you looked at their menus, and everything was covered in chili con carne sauce or queso, and they were like trying to be a Mexican joint, even though they weren't necessarily good at it. And it was strange, but they've kind of come back a little bit. We had lunch the other day, and I enjoyed what was like the chili honey
chipotle crispers.
Those are good. Those are so good.
Yeah.
They're kind of back for me in that way. Applebee's never came back for me. It's not that I have anything against them, but they just became, in my mind, generic, but not generic enough to be nostalgic the way like a 50s diner would be. Just generic. Like a McDonald's version of a fast casual restaurant. It's like,
you go there and it's almost like, this hasn't changed since high school.
Ever.
But not in a good way, like the Taco Casa and the Jack in the Box.
But you know what, Dave? I don't have a whole lot else to say on this subject. It's interesting that we've taken that journey together and kind of looked at how we felt. And now I will say this. One of my favorite things in the world to do, Dave, is to take a random day from work, not plan anything, right? But take a day off of work. And the only thing planned about it is to get some kind of shitty fast food for lunch and watch movies. I don't know what or why, but that is one of the great joys of my life, is taking a day, eating shitty food and watching even shittier movies.
It makes you feel good.
It's a great pairing. It makes right here in the heart, Dave.
Yeah. Arteries, all that. Yeah.
Yeah. The cardiologist would agree. So that's it for me, Dave. What about you?
I still eat at some of these places, and some of these places they get an identity where, oh, you eat there? I don't even want to talk to you. Don't let that bother you. If you like it, go there, because they secretly go there too.
Yes.
Or they'll have somebody go there and get something for them.
Enough said.
So eat what you love.
Fuck yeah.
Just maybe in moderation these days, because there's so much crap in there. It'll put you out fast.
Yeah. Beautifully said, Dave. I'm not adding anything else to that. Everyone, thank you for tuning in. We will catch you next time.
Take care, guys.
See ya.